Hello everyone, this is Whiskey River here, and this is Path of Titans, and it is gameplay on Arizoa as usual. And this is a special video because I have actually reached 1,000 subscribers, and I'm just amazed by that. I can't believe that I've got 1,000 subscribers, and the amount of views that I get on some of my videos is just mind-boggling to me. I never dreamt that it would actually get popular. It's a really niche game, and not a lot of people play it compared to the AAA titles out there. And I just started this channel as a way to record some of my gameplay and, go review some cool experiences that I had, and maybe share it with some friends and family that also had some interest in Path of Titans. I never thought it would get as popular as it did. So I just wanted to thank everybody for that. I'm really glad that I'm able to share my experiences with you guys and that you guys enjoy this game as much as I do. And I'm really appreciative and glad that my videos are helping some of the newer players out there, and that some of you more advanced players are also enjoying the videos. So that's awesome. And I just wanted to thank everybody. Thank you so much. And look forward to continue making some awesome videos and to share it with you guys. I'm also really thankful for the healthy competition and the good sportsmanship that you guys all have. I know there's a lot of you guys that enjoy coming to find me in the game and fight me. It's always really, really good challenges and good competition. And like I said, it's a joy to have respectful, good sportsmanlike conduct when I'm playing with some of you PvPers out there that are really, really good at the game. And it's making me better too because I'm actually getting challenged. Arizoa being a semi-realism server is made up of a lot of different types of players. There's kind of two different groups of players that are sort of at polar opposites of gameplay in this game. On one end, you've got the hyper PvP guys that just all they care about is winning the fight, and they care nothing about realism. And then on the other end, you've got the people that are hyper realism players that really care nothing about the PvP and don't try to get any better at the PvP. Sometimes those two groups tend to butt heads a lot, and there's a lot of, I think that's what contributes to a lot of things that you see in the Arizoa local chat is, hey, you are beat, and then there's arguments that ensue. It kind of creates a sort of a toxic environment that kind of ruins it for a lot of people. But at the same time, I think there's a way for everybody to get along and to work with each other and to play with each other. And over the year and a half that I've been here, I've really seen the community grow, and I've seen that those two types of players are really starting to blend really well. The realism players are learning to PvP combat better, and the PvP combat people are learning to play realism better. And so over time, I think that'll meld into a pretty good group. And there's a lot of community servers out there to choose from. So if you're finding yourself in a situation where it's not as realistic as you want, you can go and find a server like PTR or Dynasty or something that's focused a lot more on realism. And if you're on the other end and you like the combat, but you don't really like the restriction that the rules have and the profiles have, then you can go play on Crimson or even on Officials. There's a lot of choices out there. I see a lot of people that they seem to be having a difficult time in this server. The hyper realistic players, they like to make tickets on everybody for like sitting 2.2 body lengths from a dead body down when you're supposed to sit 2 lengths, and they're making tickets on that. Or you're drinking up too high from the water and they're making tickets on that. And they want to dictate how territory challenges go, and they don't think you should be able to bleed people out in a territory contest, and then they make tickets on it and try to apply some kind of like timer that you're not allowed to drag the fight out, and it's like dragging the fight out and bleeding somebody out is two different things, but they don't want to believe that, or they don't want that to be the case, and they make a ticket and they try to get strikes on you, and they don't like you because maybe you beat them in a fight, or you're not playing as realistic and specifically perfectly how they want you to play. And they're kind of abusing the ticket system in a way, and I just think that that's silly. Maybe this isn't the server for you. If you find yourself making tickets all the time on really petty things, maybe go find a realism server that's a little better fit for you. And on the other end of the spectrum, if you're these PvP kids that like to make alt accounts and come in here and just kill stuff on your dasps and don't care about the rules or the realism or anything like that, or if your friend shared the password with you, you're going to just get a bunch of strikes and you're going to end up getting banned anyway. And why make an alt account to come back and do the same thing again? It's just a matter of time. You're just going to keep getting caught. It's just troll-like behavior, and it's silly, immature behavior, really. Just there's so many servers out there. You can go play on Crimson or on Officials or whatever. Just go do that. And I guarantee you're going to have much more fun than coming in here just to troll people. And speaking of the rules, guys, their password is in the rule book. A lot of people ask me for the password all the time, and it's in the rule book, and it's designed that way because you need to read the rules before you join the server. So read the rule book, you'll find the password in there, and then that's how you can get it. Please don't share the password. It's against the rules to share the password, and certainly don't give it to people in the comments of my YouTube videos, please. I will just delete that and maybe even block you from commenting on my channel, because that's against the rules, and we don't want to have just random people coming in and playing the game without knowing the rules, because it ruins the game for everybody. I remember when this game first came out on PlayStation years ago, and it was just Pangea, and there was a limited selection of dinosaurs. It has come a long way since then. Used to be only one map, and it was Pangea, and it was very flat, and there was limited amount of dinosaurs. There was no flyers. There was no fully aquatics. But it was the first real MMO role-playing game and kind of action combat game that was centered around dinosaurs. So that's what made it unique, and I think what attracted most people to it at the time. But after a couple of years, they came out with this map, Gondwa, and it had the fully aquatics, and it had the first flyer in the game, the Thalassodromeus, and that was a blast. That was actually the first dinosaur I created on Gondwa, and I remember there was just dozens of them flying around. I think we started off at like Triad Lakes at the time. Yeah, there was just so many. It was almost like everybody did Thalassodromeus because it was such a cool mechanic. It was so much fun flying for the first time. It really felt real. I was so impressed at how awesome that was. And that's all I played for the longest time was the Thalassodromeus. Even though the combat wasn't the best with it, it was just fun to explore the map with it. I experienced saltwater for the first time. That was interesting, how it dehydrated you, and that was a whole new mechanic for the game. So that was a great development for Gondwa. And the Gondwa, when it first came out, was very, very flat, you might remember. There was no real peaks and valleys and hills, and there wasn't a lot of trees and bushes or anything to obscure the line of sight, so it was easy to look across the map and see everything questing, and there was no caves or anything like that. It was a very basic map, so it really has come a long way, and they have improved it. I mean, just immensely improved it since it first came out. So they're doing a great job, and I hope they keep it up. With the addition of the Tyranno Titan, it shows that they're really working on it, and they're continuing to just improve it all the time. And so that brings me to the main point of the video, and that is the state of the Tyranno Titan today, and how it's developed from when it first came out, what they've done to it on the Arizona server, and just in general, players have been learning how to play against it. And so the experience of the Tano Titan now is definitely a lot different than what it was when it first came out. And I just wanted to touch on that a little bit, give you guys some of the updates and some of the things to expect if you haven't played it a whole lot. And if you are struggling with it, maybe some things that might help. It is a lot more challenging now to play. There's Saurophaganax, which are the vanilla aloe on Arizona, that are very dangerous to you. Pack of aloes are very dangerous. Dasp have always been extremely dangerous to you. Bars is extremely hard to take down now. Theories are using the block, and they are very hard if you can't bait that block out and effectively get around it. So there's some different builds you can choose to try to handle some different situations, but at the same time, the way that the Tyranno Titan is that if you have one build on, you might be really good at doing one thing like fighting Gigas, but you're not going to be good with that same kit fighting the vanilla Aloe, for example. So it's got a great toolbox, but you've got to be really careful about what you choose. And I haven't really found an all-round build yet for it. I mean, the closest I can find is the one that you see here on this clip, which is Fresh Blood and Terrifying Presence. And then I'm using the Health Recovery subspecies with the Rugged Hide. And that seems to be a good defensive type setup, and you can use that for most things, but there's going to be some situations where you're going to need you don't have blood soaked, so you're going to find out that you need stamina, and you don't have the blood chilling call, so your bleed isn't going to be working as effectively as it could have been, and so you might have to switch those out sometimes when you're hunting. But that's the closest I can find so far to a good all-round build, and just got to be really careful about my engagements now, because the good Rex players will get you with the charge bite, and good Giga players, a solo Giga you can get, but a duo is going to be very, very hard. But I mean, there's players, even solo Giga players, that are getting really good, and if you're not careful, they will tail ride you to death. And you've got to be very patient and make sure you're using the bleed to the maximum, and you're not trading too much. You can't brawl with those solo Gigas if they know how to tail ride. So, and then the duos that know how to do it, they will beat you every time. It's very, very difficult to beat two Gigas that know exactly what they're doing. So it's doable, but you have to play a perfect game. And then the other dinosaurs I mentioned, a lot of the sub-apexes and the packs and stuff, you're really going to need to depend on terrain. So I would say know the map, get some areas that you know where to fight in and what to use against certain dinosaurs, so you can have an advantage. And sometimes you have to fight like a Rex, where you're sort of fighting in a corner, and there's going to be situations that you just can't overcome, and you will die. So beware. It's not the Tyranno Titan is not as easy as it used to be. People are learning how to fight against it. See me fighting this EO here. If there's a duo and they have the bleed resistance call, they're almost impossible to beat. So I would definitely be careful about EOs. So anyway, yeah, that's the state of the Tyranno today, guys. And this has been a great journey, like I said, in this YouTube channel. I hope to continue growing it with your support, and I appreciate all of you. And I do hope to see you out there in Gondola. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.